There you go. Hey, I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. It's a live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guests are Board of Director for Bronx Legends, the DEO teacher, and the Bronx coach, and he's joined by a boxing champion. Boom, boom, boom. And they're going to shine a light on the Bronx Legends, the cops and kids programs that they offer our youth, and to speak about the opening of a newly built 13,000 square foot boxing gym in the South Boogie Down BX. So please welcome to the show, Amilcar. His last name is Barnett, and La Madrina, Nisa Rodriguez. She's a champ, and she hits hard too, so watch out, she's coming. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Listen, you guys are doing that special thing. You're bringing kids together, bringing people together in the South Bronx. Talk about it.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's an honor and pleasure to be here representing this great program that's a partnership between Bronx Legends and Cops and Kids. Bronx Legends was founded by Emmy-nominated director Jay Bolger and Stephen Cash.
Yes.
And it's really about bringing these kind of community opportunities, specifically here with boxing, to the Bronx and partnering with a great organization with a proven track record in delivering this kind of program, Cops and Kids. And specifically, I'm talking about free, high-quality boxing programs for the youth in the Bronx, and it's something that's very needed.
Yeah, and there's a couple of them now, right?
Yeah, so this is our fourth location. We have two in Staten Island and one in Flatbush, Brooklyn. So, I mean, being Bronx natives, this is something that the Bronx is way overdue for.
And then you got a friend of mine working with you guys, Pat Russo.
Pat Russo, yes, he's the director of New York City Cops and Kids. He's, I'm proud to say, my mentor that kind of guided me through my way growing up in the South Bronx when there weren't any free programs as what we're having right now.
Yeah. So, wait a minute. You've come up through the ranks, but did you start out at one of these gyms, or what piqued your interest in wanting to become a boxer or start training, for that matter?
So this was something 20 years in the making. 12, 13 years old. I grew up in Mount Haven, and it's kind of what's going on right now with drugs, gangs, violence, and boxing was kind of that escape for me. Once they started closing down the Bronx gyms, which was Batanzas, I was training at, I had to make the commute 1 hour each way to Flatbush, Brooklyn for the only free boxing program that was available. With that, I came back, 8-time Golden Glove champion, national champion.
What?
I represented Puerto Rico in the Olympic trials. I'm a gold medalist for the Centroamericanos. And then when I came back, Pat Russo kind of encouraged me to take the NYPD exam, and the rest was history. Now I'm able to do both my passion for law enforcement and boxing and trying to make a difference the same way boxing did for me in my life.
Yeah, you know what? And then you'll come out of it on the other end with the pension and the, you know.
That's a plus. Can't complain. But it's definitely it's something that's doing great, because it's not just a boxing program. We do career path, resume building. Every child that's in school, if you have a 90% average or above, every marking period you get $50. At the end of the year, all of our gyms, whoever has the highest amount, overall average gets $1,000. We assist the kids in any boxing aspirations they have. Aside from that, we make sure that they're doing good in school, giving them a direction where they want to go. The resources that a lot of the schools should be having, we're trying to incorporate that into our programs.
So, Amilcar,
the
13,000 square foot boxing gym is located inside of a 103 unit affordable housing building.
Yes, sir.
Tell us how that came about.
Well, it took a lot of work, and a number of different facilities were looked at and explored before this one was finally offered and taken by Bronx Legends. But it's a beautiful facility.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it, to be honest with you. It's a huge facility. The equipment that's in there is state of the art. 2 full boxing rings, a whole floor area where kids can do floor work, shadow box, jump rope. And in addition to that, there's also kind of a strength and conditioning zone too, where we have equipment and kettlebells and that kind of thing. And me being a teacher, this is a blessing because much like Nisa did to go to train, the first time I actually met Nisa was when I had to take my kids from a school I'm a Bronx teacher. We'd have to go all the way down to Brooklyn because there were no free gyms. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
We no longer have to commute through 2 boroughs to get to a nice facility. It's right where we live and work, and in the case of my students, study. And unlike in the school where we're fighting for space with other clubs, right, with other programs, we have a dedicated space just for boxing. That's not even just restricted to our school, but is going to be available to schools from all over the borough. Probably even uptown Manhattan. So I'm very excited about it.
Yeah. Lisa, how important is it to help youngsters to discipline themselves to do the right thing? You know, coming out of the communities where some of us grew up in. I grew up in Queensbridge housing. You know, we had the community center, Jacob Reese Center, where we used to box. We put a ring in there. And then we did the PAL and all that other stuff. But to become a part of a program where you had to be disciplined to do the things necessary to become successful. You know, you had to run your 5 miles a day, whatever you did, and you had to do your sit-ups, your push-ups, and you had to hit that bag and shadow box and spar and do all those things to condition yourself to be prepared for something. For another person who's doing the same thing, and maybe even better, you don't know the regimen So, how important is that to be able to teach youngsters how to discipline themselves?
This is definitely something that is building character, is building work ethic. This is something that it's paving the way for our generation, for our youth coming up. You think about just the Bronx in general, the highest rate of high school dropouts, lowest rate of college graduates, obesity, high blood pressure, sicknesses, STDs. So this is something that is not just a physical aspect, because boxing is, a lot of people don't, you think of a combative sport, you're learning how to respect yourself, respect the other person, sportsmanship, which unfortunately a lot of our kids are lacking just in general. You might, the person that you went against in sparring got the best of you, you still got to shake that guy's hand or that girl's hand. And it's telling you, like, all right, you got this one, tomorrow I'm going to work harder. It's all about, this is one of those sports that is all about what you put in. And it's not just in the gym, it's what you do at home, if you're resting, if you're studying your mind, because boxing is a game of chess. You have to be 10 steps ahead. And this is one of these programs that you make sure not only the physical aspect, but the mental, your well-being. With that, we're also working with Wilson Wellness, so it's helping the kids from correctional facilities transition back into society. So it's not just that at-risk kids, it's kids that have been going through it. A lot of, unfortunately, our youth is through shelters, foster cares, probably ran in with gangs and drugs, and that doesn't stop you from making the change in your life that you want to do better for yourself.
And this can be a great life changer for somebody who's looking to make a correction, I mean,
absolutely.
It's out there. What do you tell youngsters? I mean, people looking to get into a program to maybe change the direction of their lives.
Well, it's like Nisa said, you want something structured, you want something that instills discipline, you want something that forces people to challenge themselves, but also feel rewarded after they do it. And bluntly, you also need a place where people can feel free to exercise that, what I would consider almost innate feature of a lot of us. We want to have an environment where we can be a little aggressive and let that out in a safe place, safely, under the supervision of trained people who are there to not just promote this great sport, but develop athletes within it. And there's nothing wrong with combat sports. There's nothing wrong with wrestling. There's nothing wrong with taekwondo. There's nothing wrong with boxing. In fact, these are all Olympic sports, judo as well. So we're just giving kids here an opportunity to do something that otherwise would cost them a lot of money if they wanted to do. And we're giving them an opportunity to do it under people who have been trained in this, who have been certified in this, and who are dedicated to this sport. And to me, it's the greatest sport in the world.
Yeah, and to be able to do it in and out of the ring. I mean, conduct yourself accordingly in the
Correct.
ring and out of the ring. How important is that?
I think this is also one of those programs. It's one of a kind. I don't think throughout the United States you'll see it, because we have, even though it's an NYPD affiliated gym, we have FDNY sanitation within our locations. We encourage our kids, once you're of age, to take a city exam, to make sure that even if you don't want to go that route, that's something that you have an option before that option's taken away from you.
Look at you. You know, people look up to you. They're looking up to people to guide them in the right direction. You know, there were people that we looked up to, too, you know, when we were coming up, right?
Absolutely.
Who were some of the people that you looked up to?
I mean, being Puerto Rican, it was Tito Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, but I was also very old school with Tommy Hearns, tall, lanky, knew how to use his distance, so yeah.
Yeah, for me, it was Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis?
He was a big one. Prince Nazim Hamed.
Yeah.
Bernard Hopkins, Oscar,
Man.
and going further back, Ray Leonard.
Yeah, oh, man.
But also, and I think this is important, what Nisa said, civil servants. You know, my mom was a teacher. My uncle was a teacher.
Yeah.
You know, another thing that I really like about this space is we're bringing together the people that really help run New York City, cops, firefighters, teachers, and we're all here in this space delivering a high-level program around something that we love, which is this great sport.
Man, I would like to sit here and talk for an hour, because you guys have a whole lot, but they're wrapping me up. Who are these people right here? Bring that back real quick, and I got 30 seconds.
Well, that's me. That's actually where I was receiving an award from my alma mater around volunteer work, because I actually work as a mentor teacher as well, so I mentor people that want to be teachers. So I was very proud of that.
Yeah. And what do you tell people who want to become a boxer or get into training, into sports?
The only limits you have is the limits you give yourself. As long as you have a good support system, and at the end of the day, if you don't have the information, you have to go out yourself and find that information to make yourself accessible to what you need.
There you go, the godmother, Nisa.
Yes.
Say it in Spanish.
La Madrina.
La Madrina. La Madrina Rodriguez. Yeah. She works in New York. But she goes all around the world. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr.
Amilcar,
Lee.
Barnett. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much.
They got that wonderful program, Bronx Legends, Cops and Kids, Boxing Gym in the South Bronx. And you got a number of other locations, too. One in Brooklyn and two in Staten Island. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And you got to come back. And you got to invite us to some of your fights.
Yeah, you got to come to the gym and work out with us.
Ooh, okay, I got to tell you a secret after this. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more next.